In Tower of God, millions of people live, fight, and die inside a colossal structure under a simple promise. Reach the top, and you will get whatever you desire. Wealth, glory, absolute power, or status that mirrors a god. So what actually is this structure? Where does it sit in the grand scheme of reality? To understand the true existence of the tower, we have to look past the illusion and out into the cosmic void. The tower isn't rooted on a single world or planet. It is a terrifyingly massive megastructure floating directly in the open universe, suspended in the dark space between worlds. Because the tower floats in the void of space, the outside isn't just a piece of land surrounding a building. It is a vast, endless universe filled with entirely different planets. This means that every single irregular who enters the tower comes from a completely different planet across space. For example, Urek Mazino didn't come from some nearby realm. He came directly from Earth. To Urek, who remembers looking up at the real stars from Earth and flying through the infinite cosmos, the tower, for all its massive size, is nothing more than a cramped, suffocating box. Since these irregulars originate from different planets millions of light years apart, you don't simply walk through a front door to get inside. Entering the tower requires a rift in space itself, a form of high-level spatial teleportation. When the tower opens its gates to an irregular, it reaches across the universe, snatches them from their homeworld, and teleports them straight into its vast interior. To the natives inside, these irregulars appear out of thin air, breaching space itself to shatter the balance of the floors. Once teleported inside, you are surrounded by Shinsu, the mysterious, fluid-like energy that acts as air, water, and magic all at once. But where did Shinsu and this floating monolith come from? To answer that, we have to look at the supreme creators of this universe, the Axis users. An Axis is an author of reality, an entity capable of writing absolute laws that cannot be broken by normal beings. The ultimate origin of the tower points to one specific entity, the Axis of Shinsu. The Axis of Shinsu created the tower as a self-contained cosmic experiment, weaving their own authority directly into the fabric of the structure. But he didn't just build it as a simple building. The Axis of Shinsu locked away his entire divine legacy inside the tower, designed the entire structure as a grand inheritance test, decreeing that only the person who passes every single challenge across all floors will claim everything and inherit the Axis's supreme legacy. To test candidates for this prize, the Axis filled every floor with Shinsu, replacing standard planetary physics. The higher you climb, the denser the Axis's energy becomes, acting like gravitational pressure capable of crushing ordinary life into dust. The tower was constructed as a brutal crucible, a giant automated god manufacturing engine meant to force candidates from different planets through unimaginable trials until someone finally evolves beyond human limits, conquers every test, and takes the legacy. This reveals why King Jahad's actions were such a cosmic crime. When Jahad and his 12 companions were teleported inside from their home planets and climbed to the 134th floor, Jahad stopped. He made contracts with the Guardians, proclaimed himself king, locked the doors to the higher floors, and froze the divine machine. He turned a floating evolutionary engine created by the Axis of Shinsu into his own static kingdom, blocking anyone from ever reaching the top and claiming the Axis's true legacy. When Arlene Grace escaped through spatial manipulation back to the outside world, she appealed to the outside god to send an irregular back through space. A child destined to break Jahad's seal, reactivate the Axis's crucible, complete the remaining challenges, and claim the ultimate legacy. That irregular, as we know, is 25th BAM. The Tower of God is a massive crucible floating in the dark void of space, pulling in candidates from different planets across the universe, subjecting them to the domain of the Axis of Shinsu, and daring someone to pass every challenge to inherit everything.